All right, welcome back, everybody, and all new people. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much. That video I sent out on Monday, I believe it was, a friend of mine down in Florida, man, he wanted to add it to his Instagram or whatever and be breaking, and so I had to find it and cut it and everything. So I figured let me just throw it up on YouTube as well. And so I thank you all for those views and the comments. The comments, you guys, are out of this world. If you guys are not reading the comment section, so many good questions. And I appreciate good questions because it really brings out more out of me that a lot of times I surprise myself with the responses that I can give, especially when I'm doing one-on-one. I've grown so much from people asking me questions, especially my man Mitt. I don't know if Mitt's watching this back in Cleveland, but we would be doing stuff and he would ask me, questions about this and that, and it would just make me go to another level. Will, Sheldon, all of you, Bob, everybody who's been with me for years has really added to my martial skills, and I appreciate it. Today I want to get into, taking your iron palm to another level, adding the 5 elements into it. Number one, and I bought this bag here. I came to this park because I know everybody's used to dropping, and if you're still dropping like this, if you've got a couple years of training, you need to get to that, because that's going to get you that flick. Same thing. Once I hit, that's the tension comes in. All right. So boom, the tension. Same thing. Because I could drop from here and then put the tension. But once I have that relaxation in my body, that's when the tension happens. It's the same thing. One person asked about breaking, and I said the hardest break for me was kicking, because when you do a thrust kick, man, when I would kick the block, it would just smack my calf, So it took a long time before I could break, a long time. And that's a matter of relaxing the leg. When the leg goes up, boom, then that thrust happens, okay? No different than a roundhouse kick. That came more easier to me to do a roundhouse kick, because when you do a roundhouse kick, the foot should be limp. But see, people tense up the foot, and that tenses up the leg. The energy can't flow. So it's there. When the impact happens, boom, that's when that tibia, you flip that foot, and now that tibia muscle flexes, and you're kicking with muscle. But let's move into this 5 elements portion. Well, I should back it up. You guys, everybody has gates: the shoulder, elbow, wrist, all right? Anywhere where tension happens, that's where that energy cannot flow anymore. All right. That's why it's so important to stay relaxed until that impact, because that way it gets past even this gate and you're hitting with more energy. It's a different thing, you guys. It's really, really different. But into the 5 element portion of this is when you're hitting your iron palm bag, visualize, and hear like the sound of steel. Ting! That ting! All right, that's I was a steel worker for 20 years, so it came easy to me to hit and hear that ping, even though it's not a ping because I'm using lead, and not steel, getting that reverb back. But you can visualize and hear that steel. Wood, another of the 5 elements. You can watch a baseball game, or you could be doing something. You could be talking to one of your children, or getting a beer from the beer guy or whatever, and then you missed that play, but you heard how that ball hit that bat, or how that bat hit that ball, however you want to put it, and it's a home run just by the sound of it. And I could hear that every time I would hit. And you can hear that crack and of that bat and ball hitting. All right. So that's how you start putting the 5 elements into your iron palm training. You start hearing and visualizing that sound. All right. It's mainly going by sound more than visualization, but you need to work both. Why not have that visualization of a ball cracking off of a bat at the same time you're hearing that crack of a bat? All right. This is how you start advancing your iron palm skills. All right. The thing that got me on this is questions and comments and people saying, well, is this, the highest level is iron palm? And I said, I mean, poison hand. I don't know if you can even count that as higher level than iron palm, because there's many variations to iron palm, and putting these 5 elements into your training will really add some depth into what you're already doing with iron palm. All right. So that's it for this week's video. Keep the questions coming. I already had a video made for today, but it was on another subject. And so I figured, man, while we're on this iron palm subject, let's stay on it a little while longer. All right. And, keeping these gates open is vital. Look, if I raise my arms here, that's going to shut off. There's tension there. All right. If I'm here in just a relaxed position, it can flow. If I'm here, I'm relaxed, it can flow. That's why I was showing, like, to, even block and go into that short strike. That's why I like hanging iron palm bags than laying it down, because I'm never hitting anybody like this. It just goes to the next level, and that's what you're really doing. All right. But I appreciate you all. Thank you all so much. If you're not a subscriber, hit the like button at least. If you're not going to subscribe yet, at least hit the I hate you the dislike button or the like button, either which one. It'll help with the algorithms and more people get to see the video. All right. Appreciate you all. Have a blessed one, and peace.